RadioShack. That's right, you heard me. The one-time tech giant RadioShack is back, and not just as a half-assed online store. Nope, that's right, they're shilling crypto. So they're back in the same sense that Stan Lee is back. You see that?
Oh, yeah.
That was awful.
Yeah.
I mean, but you know what? I shouldn't have even been that surprised because I saw what was happening. Basically, they're using Stan Lee's account to just like
advertise like everything.
Advertise.
Really.
Well, yeah. So I was really shocked because it was to buy this NFT of like a character, and you know, one aspect of NFTs, okay, that I could kind of get behind would be that the item was unique, right? Except that if you can just mint as many NFTs as you want,
yeah, you can make copies,
and like there's no limit.
You can literally sell copies.
Like it's not even like Bitcoin, where there's actually a finite amount of it.
Yeah.
You can actually just mint more copies of it. It's like buying a digital print of an artwork, right? Where it just says 1 out of question mark, 2 out of question mark, right? Because you're not
going to keep printing this as long as it keeps making money, baby. Let's go.
There's no actual control for how many of them they can make. So anyway,
yeah.
They say it's limited, but they're using his account to shill some stupid NFT of something. And I looked back through it. I'm going, I shouldn't have even been surprised by this because the entire account is just full of, you know, occasionally, you know, honoring his memory, basically just doing fan service in order to get likes and get people to follow it so that they can just shill absolutely anything and everything. And it is so frustrating.
Does it just slightly have something to do with a superhero that he once had some form of affiliation with? Shill.
Press the shill button.
Go.
So I hated it, and I guess I hate this too. So over the weekend, the company confirmed a pivot into decentralized finance, or DeFi.
Oh, man.
The name for blockchain-based protocols that allow people to send, receive, trade, lend, and borrow funds.
I've always thought that was just the perfectly edgy name.
Yeah, it's great.
We're defying the standard quo.
The standard quo. I like it.
That's
I
not
like
how
it.
Goes, but
I really like it though. The standard quo. So the website reads: RadioShack DeFi will be the. Sorry. It's just really stupid. Will be the. Can you read it?
Where is it? Will be the bridge between CEOs who stay standard quo instead of status quo, and control the world's corporations and the world of cryptocurrencies. Yes, that's exactly what we want. More corpo currencies. Oh my.
And it is not. It doesn't have anything to do with the RadioShack that you know and maybe have some love left for, but rather by Retail E-commerce Ventures, the company that purchased the rights to the name in 2020. REV owns many chains that used to define U.S. retail, including Pier 1, Linens and Things, and Dress Barn. And the general strategy for Rev is to pivot failing retailers from storefronts into e-commerce while getting co-investors to pitch in. So, yep, RadioShack Swap, or whatever the name becomes, is going to launch its own token. Radio.
Yep.
Because that's the way forward. Radio. Radio Star killed the crypto, the big fat cats at the banks.
Yeah.
The plan is to distribute 10 billion radio tokens. The company hasn't yet shared how or to whom they will be distributed. And the writer comments on this particular one are from Colin. He says, it's pretty clear that the RadioShack brand is now being flogged for every penny it's worth. And I, for one, am sad to see it go. I would expect Colin to be sad to see it go.
Yeah.
He's definitely a maker type, a creator type. And RadioShack used to be, for those of you who are too young to remember it, the place to go get things that now you can basically only get on eBay or AliExpress and wait 3 to 18 weeks for it to actually freaking arrive. Like, you could go there and actually buy a capacitor if you needed it to complete an electronics project or something like that. Like, you could pick up like breadboards and stuff. Like, you could actually do electronics projects without resorting to, I'm trying to think if there's anything like that left. I mean, I remember
That you can browse in person. It's mostly,
Yeah.
as far as I know, it's mostly just like kind of small town shops. But there is a bunch of online stuff.
like
genuinely.
yeah, I mean, yeah, obviously,
It's not as cool.
in the same way that there's a McMaster car, you know,
Yeah.
there's definitely online electronic shops. Like you can go over to Mouser, sure, fine, but okay,
the
pricing
browsing
is
and
not-
tactile in-person experience where you can look through things and get creative with what you see on the shelf. Yeah, there's very little of that these days for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, the last time I went into a store that really reminded me of old school Radio Shack, where you could just be like, oh yeah, where's the servo aisle? And they'd be like, oh yeah, it's like one over from the ham radio like supplies. And you'd be like, oh wow, that's cool. Was a Fry's before their demise.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to go see a Fry's Electronics before they turned to absolute garbage. Did you
got to see
never?
one. No.
You never saw
I
one?
heard about how cool they were, like remotely forever, but never
It's
got
like,
to see
man,
one.
what would I even compare it to? It's like, you know, Metal Mart?
Yeah.
Okay. It's kind of like if a Metal Mart like ran into a Home Depot. And they just like, you know, like it had it had that corporate, you know, all the brands you've totally already heard of side to it. But it also had that, you know, pick and choose all these things and
freaking
go
Metal Mart,
go
man.
assemble
Just
it for
figure it
yourself.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Just figure it out. Yeah, it was so disappointing to me to see that Fry's Electronics just couldn't pull it together. And it seems like kind of like NCIX. It's not that there wasn't some money in selling electronics. It's just that they collapsed under their own weight and their own mismanagement. I don't have any insider information about what exactly happened to Fry's.
Just kind of the vibe you're getting.
I'm just extremely disappointed.
Yeah. There was an interesting question on the end of here. Do you have any memorable purchases from Radio Shack back in the day?
Oh my goodness. I got to tell you that most of my trips to Radio Shack were as a kid, so I would geek out over that stuff, but I mean, it was mostly like crappy RC cars and stuff like that. Like it was just they had the stuff that was not mainstream, like Toys R Us, right?
Yeah.
I don't even know if Toys R Us actually does it even exist in the States anymore? I don't even know.
It's here in Canada still.
Yeah, it's still
I think
here,
it's
but-
out in the States, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I can't remember the details there, but
the-
they used to have a lot of RC toys and stuff like that. I don't know that they would anymore.
The main thing I remember was an RC car that my dad bought. That's pretty cool.
Yep, I mean, you would have been pretty young by the time Radio Shack stopped actually carrying anything meaningfully cool. Like, what was their in-house brand? I'm trying to remember. Like, they had cheap batteries, like cheap in-house brand rechargeable batteries when I was
know what
kind of
it's
getting
called.
into high school, and finding dependable, affordable rechargeable batteries in like sort of the early 2000s was definitely a bit of a challenge, and you kind of needed them more than you do today because a lot of devices are so power efficient now.
Yeah, and like everything used to run on just monster amounts of AA and AAA batteries. Just like you'd have, I don't remember what was it, Game Gear?
My Game
was
Gear
just
takes 6.
Yeah,
And it would chew
my
through them in like
goodness.
4 hours.
Yeah,
And what else did I have that was a hog? I mean, my PowerShot A20 camera, I think that took, was it 3 or 4 AA batteries? Oh man, we got to check this thing out. Here's a review from DP Review. You know the site's been around for a while. Look, this looked state of the art, okay, in 2001.
heck yeah.
Okay. Hold on. We got the A20 plastic compact digital camera. Okay. 4 AA batteries, nickel metal hydride recommended, ladies and gentlemen. This thing weighed 375 grams, almost a pound, and was 2.1 megapixels. Oh man. But it had optical zoom. Okay. I actually paid a lot extra for one, like a proper digital camera that had optical zoom instead of just digital zoom, and that actually was more than 1 megapixel. Okay, I got oh my gosh, what was it called? I got this weird thing from my aunt that was like a little like handheld thing, and it was like sub 1 megapixel.
Zoom? Was it a Zoom?
I think zooms came later. I don't remember. It was horrible though. It was cringe. I returned it. And then I actually ended up spending a bunch of my own money to get this one that served me very well. Still have some of my PowerShot A20 photos.
Do you remember that keyboard video I filmed?
Yes.
That was filmed on a Zoom.
Nice.
Yeah, it was just one of those it's like a little rectangular brick.
Luke's first unboxing.
Yeah.
That's a classic right there.